Thank you for choosing Soluna roller shades from Norman. This video will guide you through the setup of your Soluna motorized shade. All channels are pre-programmed by the factory. Use the channels selected at time of order. You only need to reprogram the shade if you'd like to change these settings. The 0 channel is reserved to operate all shades. Do not designate it as a channel to be programmed. Each channel will handle up to 20 shades. The channel display shows up to 15 channels. Each channel will operate up to 20 shades. There is also a 0 channel, which operates all shades. There's an up button, a center stop button, a down button, and right and left buttons to cycle your channels. On the back of the remote, with the cover removed, you can see the P2 button in the upper left-hand corner. This is the only button we'll be using to program. You will not be using any of the other buttons on the back of the remote. You will also see the battery. Inside the shade is a small button that we'll be referring to. This is the manual button. This button can be found on the motor side of the shade. You will need a small tool to push the manual button on the shade. Pair channel with shade. Important, once you reprogram the channel, you have effectively erased the upper and bottom limits of the shade. The upper and bottom limits will need to be reprogrammed. First, find the manual button on the shade located on the side containing the motor. You will be using a small tool such as a screwdriver. Choose the new channel you wish to pair. Press the manual button on the shade, and there will be one long beep and the shade will jog. Press the P2 button, the shade will beep. Press P2 again, the shade will beep. Then press down. This effectively pairs the shade with the channel. Finally, press stop to stop the shade. You will now need to reprogram the upper and bottom limits. Find out how in the next section. Set upper and bottom limits of the shade. Begin by first setting the top limit. Start by flipping to the channel on the remote that is paired with the shade. Press the P2 button. The shade will beep and jog. Press the up button. The shade will beep. Press the P2 button. The shade will beep twice and jog. Press the up button. The shade will move up towards the upper limit. Press the stop button at the desired upper limit. Press the stop button 4 times. The shade will beep each time and then jog when the limit is set. Now set the bottom limit. Press the down button. The shade will move down towards the bottom limit. Press the stop button at the desired bottom limit. Press the stop button 5 times. The shade will beep each time and jog when the bottom limit is set. The upper and bottom limits of the shade are now set.